You're listening to a Dell Studios and Dinsmore Films Entertainment production.
Somewhere in Scotland, a group of knights are on a road. They are met by a man in front of them. They are about to go up the side of a hill when they stop and see a man on a horse at the top of the hill. What do you think? Could be one of the English. Could be friendly. The figure gets off the horse. Looks like we're about to find out. He walks towards them and takes his sword out. "Stay where you are! Move no further!" He comes closer. "I said, stay where you are, sir!" He puts his sword on the ground. "My lord, I'm a Angus son of William Douglas, and I have to come to pledge my loyalty to you as your defender. I recognise your father in you. What do you want?" "I came home because I knew that they were going to become king. I want what Daniel stole from my father and me. I want my land back. I want my name back." "Alright. How do I know that you'll stay loyal to me?" "You helped me reclaim my land and title, and I will remain loyal to you forever. Know this, I just murdered a man not long ago because he didn't share my views and he was going to take my friends' lives." "Are you a good man?" "I try to be." "Then that's good enough for me. Join us, Angus, and we will free Scotland." At that moment, the TARDIS can be heard. We then cut to the TARDIS. The 11th Doctor walks around the console. "Right, I've been looking forward to this. London, 1969, the Beatles rooftop gig. Can't wait to meet them." The Doctor walks towards the TARDIS doors. He steps outside. Robert, James and Agnes have their swords pointed towards the Doctor. "Ah, who are you, sir?" "State your name and what are you doing here?" "The Doctor. I was supposed to be here to see the Beatles, but I think I got the wrong place." "Looks like we have an English spy, lads." "Ah, 1303 in Scotland. Why does it seem like someone is obsessed with bringing me to Scotland? If I ever figure out who it is, I'll bash them." "What did you say?" Nothing. Let it be." "Sorry, you won't get that reference." "You're a strange man." Right, let's keep moving. You come with us. The Doctor and Robert, James and Angus march along. Robert is leading, Angus is following behind him. James and the Doctor lead up the back. Can I ask, what is going on with the big boss? Lord Robert. His wife is missing. She fled during an attack by the English. Robert's had no contact and is desperately trying to find her. That's why he was suspicious of you. Even a whiff of an English accent and you're in adversity. And you are? Lord James McCrimmon, at your service. The Wayne is Angus. He's new to the pack too. Ah, I see. McCrimmon, eh? So, what's your deal? I'm a traveller mostly. It's had its ups and downs, especially recently. Still, I've lived a long life. No regrets. Ha ha! You're not that old. Looks like rain. We need to find shelter, or else we're getting soaked through. Angus drops back to the two. James, have you got any scran? I'm starving, and it doesn't look like we're stopping any time soon. I've not got anything, I'm afraid, lad. Anywho, I can see it's going to rain, so we won't be travelling long. What your nutters nattering about back there? Rain, pal. I suggest we find some shelter before the heavens open. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a cave a little way off. We can shelter there. Very good, Robert. Here, emergency snack rations. There's some Canadian whale bacon. Jerky in there. Either that or there's twiglets in there too. It's entirely up to your preference. What's a twiglet? Gentlemen, can you see that there's opening in the rocks there? That's our cave. Head that way. We'll stop there. The group enters the cave. Here we are. It's a nice cave. Mind you, not as nice as the one I stayed in with Richard the Lionheart during the Third Crusade. That one was nice. It had a cheese bar. A frog hops into view from further in the cave. What is that? Relax, it's a frog. What? Have you never seen a magic frog before? Doctor, you're a traveller. Have you ever encountered anything like this? No. Yes. Maybe. Probably lifetimes ago. But in times like this, I tend to follow the strange talking amphibian. Come on, this way. They follow the frog for a moment before they get to a larger cavern. Where did it go? There's a rock in the way of the entrance. It never get through there. Could that be possible? What's wrong, Doctor? Look at the light distribution over the rock. It's not right. Looks almost as if it's coming from inside. Almost as if it's not actually there. An illusion? No. A hologram? The other three follow the Doctor into the cave. This is strange. Why is there fire in here if there's nobody there? I get the feeling that we won't be alone here for long. What do you mean? Three mysterious women from whiffs of smoke. The men shout out and draw their swords. The Carrionites have arrived. Lower your swords, gentlemen, or you've got trouble coming your way. We will never do as they say. What? Do it! They lowered their swords. Thank you, Doctor. How do you know my name? All Carrionites know your name, Time Lord. What are you doing on Earth, Mr. Homeworld? We require a new one. And how do you plan to do that exactly? Blackmail. A Carrionite slices Angus and takes some blood. He squirms. Ah! Put it in the bowl, sister. Yes, sister. She puts it in a cauldron. What was that for? Blood control. We have control of your friend. If you give us what we demand, we'll free him of his curse. And if we don't get what we want, we'll kill him. And what are your demands, witch? Your estate? Never. What? What do you want his estate for? Lord Robert Dinsmore is one of the most powerful men in Scotland. With his estate, we can take Scotland and from there, England and then the world. Robert would never give his estate up to a witch. Would he not? Not even if, say, we knew where his dearest Amelia was? Amelia's alive? Of course. And you could know too, if you swear over your estate. All it takes is for you to say the following words. I do swear my power to the Arbach sisters of Wrexham for in exchange for their information divine. Don't do it, Robert. It's not worth it. They're bluffing you, man. Are we? O sweet child of mine, witness our power and beauty divine. Do as we bid and you shall come to no harm. Now take out your sword and cut your friend's arm. Angus suddenly draws his sword and slowly begins to approach James. Angus, what you doing, lad? I don't know. I can't stop. Angus, fight it. I can't, Doctor. James, I'm so sorry. Angus slices James's arm. James yells in pain as Angus collapses to the floor, broken. I told you, we're not bluffing. You have until tomorrow at sunrise. If you miss your deadline, we'll take it by force. Before you go, as I sense you will, I have one request. What might that be? Your name. Elspeth. The Carey Knights disappear, leaving nothing but the frog in the centre of the room. There you are. He picks up the frog. What do you want with me? I need to keep an eye on you. I'm putting you in Robert's bag. James, I'm so sorry. I've had worse, lad. Besides, this was witchcraft. Let's make camp next door. We need to have a chat. The four sit around a fire. The doctor begins to talk about the Carey Knights. So, Doctor, who are they? Carey Knights, witches of the stars. They come from a distant planet called Wrexham 4, but it was destroyed during the siege of Betson in the early days of the Time War. Since then, they've been bitter. So, where does Earth come into this? They spotted Earth a mile off and wanted it as the next Carey Knight home planet. Last time they tried to take the Earth, myself and William Shakespeare managed to get rid of them. Who? Sorry, he's not around yet. Give it a few hundred years. Enough, Doctor! They're not going to get them! Oi! Shush you! You're a frog! A magic frog. Same difference. Doctor, when you finished arguing with the amphibian in my bag, can you explain how they all know about us? Sorry, yes. Carey Knights are mildly psychic, which means that they can read your mind and take details, ideas, that sort of thing. They can also plant them, if you want to get Nolan about it. Yes, I know, I'm sorry, it's an impulse. I'm mildly psychic too. It's how I can tell that Robert is considering throwing more wood on the fire due to having cold feet. James's grandfather used to tell him tales of the Ninth Crusade alongside King Edward, and that Angus's favourite smell is fresh snow on that teal grass found by the lochs near his house. How did you... Told you. Psychic. Doctor, what did they do to me? Blood control. It's usually an easy spell, if you want to call it that, to break, but the Carey Knights pioneered the technology, so their knowledge of it is more advanced than mine. I can't think of it any way to help you but to keep you away. And what happens if they get their hands on me? Unfortunately, it's likely that you'll die. Oh. They sit in a sombre silence for a moment before James chimes in with an idea. How about some food? I think I heard pheasants just over the hill. I can get there and back before dark. Fantastic. You go, we'll stay here and tend to the fire. Fine, I won't be long. He picks up his sack and his sword and leaves the cave. So, what now, Doctor? I need to think. I'll be in the cave next door. Angus, do me a favour and boil me some water. Where's the water coming from, and what do you want me to boil it in? Pulling a bottle of water and a shallow pot out of his jacket. Here, a pot and a bottle of water. Good lad. The doctor leaves. I'm just going for a quick walk to clear my mind. Okay, be safe. Robert leaves. Angus is all alone in the cave. Angus is alone in the cave, tending to the fire. The water is quietly bubbling. James returns with a full sack. It's almost dark out. Alright, pal. James, you're back? Yeah, and I brought dinner. 2 pheasants and a small quail. Where is everyone? Robert left about half an hour ago to go for a walk, and the doctor is next door, thinking. I looked in on him a few minutes ago and he's sort of floating whilst meditating. He's a strange man, but still, there's something about him. Something that makes him seem trustworthy. Yes, trustworthy. If it's all the same to you, I feel it too. Angus, did you let that frog out of the bag? Yeah, he started to whine, so I just let him come and sit by my feet. It was getting stuffy in there. Fair dues. Anyway, help me pluck these birds and then we'll put them over the fire. The doctor walks in. Ah, James, welcome back. Where's Robert? He went for a walk. Fair enough, Angus. Have you boiled that water? Yes, Doctor. But what do you need it for? We're going to spit roast the birds. I'm having some super noodles, bacon flavoured. They're far superior to pot noodles. Then I'll go back to meditating. I don't mean to intrude, Doctor, but what are you thinking about? How to stop the Carrionites. Most things only work once I've tried pretty much everything that I know before. Well, get your noodles in or whatever in you, and then you can get back to meditating. Good idea. It's dark. Robert is sitting in a stone circle and has lit a small fire. The wind is up. Right, I think that's enough fire. He stands up and draws his sword, holding it high. Come to me, you wicked sisters of the night, you vile she-devils, you tempting enchantresses. Come before me and stare at your mortal enemy into his eyes and look deep into his soul. The Carrionites appear in smoke before Robert. Very good, Lord Dinsmore. A very nice use of words. She-devils was a bit much though, don't you think? Enough of your words. I'm here to offer you a bargain. Really? All of your information on my Amelia, and you let Angus go. And what do you have to offer us? Unless you are here to seal our deal? My demands and I'll make the doctor go easy on you. You think that the Time Lord can defeat us? When he looked inside my head and spied at my thoughts, he opened a door into his own mind. I saw chaos and slaughter, a man destroying creatures of metal and flesh, bathed in fire on a distant planet of red sand and sky, A planet running red with the blood of a massacre so large that it annihilated the two most powerful species in God's great universe. In whose hands was on that blood? The warrior, the oncoming storm, the bringer of darkness, the destroyer of worlds, the Doctor. You cannot scare us with the horror stories on which we were raised. If you heard the stories, then you know what he is capable of. You have no bargain. The Doctor does not scare us. He is old and will have mercy on us. Remember our offer, Lord Dinsmore. You have little under 12 hours to make up your mind. The Carrionites disappear in smoke. Robert is left alone. Robert walks back into the cave. Angus and James are sat round the fire. Robert, you're back! Yeah, Angus. Can I have a moment with James? Sure. I'll take the frog outside. Angus picks up the frog and then walks outside. What do you think? About? Angus. What am I going to do with him, pal? Bring him with us to stop the Carrionites? I'm serious, James. So am I. He'll be killed. I don't want his blood on my hands. Oh, you don't know that. I do know that. No, you don't. Listen, he's only a Wayne. You know his father told me stories about him. Apparently he would go take him hunting and the boy would rather go searching for trolls. Trolls exist. They steal your socks, but only the left ones. What's with that? When I was a Wayne, oh, here we go. My father told me to bang my head against a wall and I did it. I thought he was crazy, but I didn't question him. And you know what happened? You got a headache. That rock split in half. It taught me what a Scotsman can do, James. He can crush mountains, level forests, tame seas. Even as a boy, I knew what I was, what I had to become. Angus is not that boy. You can't stop him, Robert. You can only prepare him. I know, maybe you're right. I'm always right, pal. The Doctor walks in. Boys, where's Angus? Angus! Angus! Come back in, lad. Angus walks in. What's going on? Boys, I figured out what to do. Robert, James, Angus and the Doctor stand in the stone circle. Robert is getting agitated. It's sunrise. They should be here. Relax, man. The fire's more than big enough and the sun is only just up. Still, I just can't help but think that something's wrong. As if on cue, the Carrionites appear, surrounding the men. Good morning, gentlemen. Come to take up on our offer? Quite the opposite, actually. We're here to stop you. Stop us from doing what? Don't pretend to be ignorant, Elspeth. We both know that you're better than that. The estate, the blood control. You didn't need either to get what you were after. You needed the blood of a human as an invitation to come to the planet. You've put the blood into the Carrionite orb, which will bring the rest of your species onto this plane of reality. He's a smart one. Indeed. But the orb does have a weakness, doesn't it? Yes, the essence of our power mixed with the blood that invited us can destroy the orb, but you haven't got the essence of our power. Do we not? No. Holding up the frog. So, you didn't conjure up a magical talking frog when you got here? Hello! We mixed some of Angus and the frog's blood and soaked some pheasant bones in the mix. And those bones have been sitting at the bottom of the fire for the last 20 minutes, letting off fumes containing that mixture. It might be worth checking your orb. Elspeth pulls out the orb, which has begun to decay. No! The orb! My sisters! Fine! If we can't have the planet, neither can they. Your salvation will be your downfall. She pulls a log from the fire before using it to conjure up a fireball. She throws it at the group at a short range. Just before it reaches them, it fizzes to a stop. That's impossible. Nothing can stop our magic. Other magic can. What do you mean? If I'm right, and I think that I am, in a moment that orb will sense the damage caused to it. When it does, it will become an emergency transmat and invariably whisk anything containing carionite DNA to its point of origin. In this case, that would be the other plane of existence that you somehow managed to escape from. You will regret this, daughter. I swear by the moo. There's a large flash and a bang and the carionites disappear. She was going to say moons of Rexel. She wasn't impersonating a cow. So, that's it. They're gone? Yep, they won't be back to bother you. Fantastic. I'm fed up with this nonsense. Robert, you never got their information on Amelia. Honestly, I think they were bluffing me. They knew nothing. They were just playing me to get what they wanted. We'll find her the old-fashioned way. Bye, Doctor. It's time for me to move on. Robert, James, Angus, and the frogs say goodbye to the Doctor outside the TARDIS. Goodbye, Doctor. Thank you for everything. Not at all, Lord Robert. Bye, Doctor. The Doctor opens the TARDIS doors. I'll keep them out of trouble. Wait, hang on a minute. Did you just call me Froggy? I'm sure you will. Well, gents, I'm off to see John, Paul, George and Ringo. By the way, I hope you all know that you become legends. Well, to some people anyways. Goodbye, Doctor. The Doctor opens the TARDIS doors. You're gonna like this bit, boys. The Doctor gets inside the TARDIS. It dematerializes. What on earth? I think we've had our fill of magic for one lifetime. Even I'm fed up with it, and I'm made of magic. James and Angus, holding the frog, walk over to Robert, who's staring out to the horizon. What are you thinking, Robert? It's time to find my wife.
You have been listening to Doctor Who, 11th Doctor Unbound, Warriors of Old, written by Bash Dinsmore and Rhys Dell, narrated by Sarah McHarg, edited by Rhys Dell, executively produced by Rhys Dell and Bash Dinsmore.